Hello, everyone, and welcome to this bright and sunny Thursday, and welcome to the Town of Salem 2 update for version 1.5.00. This is season 5. Looks a little different. We're on the mobile version. I'm on the go. I'm quite a ways away from the normal setup, and I will be for quite a bit. But we're still going to cover these updates as they come out, and this is a big one. Yeah, Curtis has been talking about this for a while, and you start to see some of the things that he's been wanting. It's here, so we're gonna go over it all. I apologize for the quality, and once we get back to the main studio, we'll dissect everything. We'll put her on a tier list. But this is big. Curtis has put a lot into this, so hey, Townies, welcome to Season 5. This patch marks the end of Season 4 and into the Season 5 off-season. There's a new sub-alignment Outlier. Outlier is a brand new sub-alignment for Town, Coven, and Neutral. Outlier roles will not be able to spawn naturally in games. They will need to be directly confirmed in the role deck. New roles. There are several. There's the new sub-alignment Outlier. Catalyst, a Town Outlier. Catalyst has the ability to overcharge a player. Doesn't matter if it's Town, Coven, Neutral, whatever. At night, this allows the player to use their ability twice during the following day or night. Cultist, a Coven Outlier. Cultist has the ability to convert a member of the town into the Coven faction, keeping their original role, is my understanding. And unlike Town Trader, this converted townie will be able to wield the Necronomicon alongside their usual abilities. You know, Jailer with the book. Pilgrim. This is what the community has been asking for so long. Pilgrim does nothing. Pilgrim does nothing. It's just a standard townie with no abilities. It's what everyone wanted. Town to do nothing. And then Covenite, Coven Outlier. Covenite is a standard Coven member with no abilities. They can wield the Necronomicon to kill at night. So we're starting to get more of a social deduction side of the game, which I'm sure some people will complain about, but is what it is, right? Game mode updates. Casual mode. Finally coming to vanilla. In casual, all players in the lobby will vote for which role deck they would like to play from a curated pool. The role deck with the most votes wins. The pool of role decks in casual will be updated frequently, just like Better 2 US2. Ten Trader has been removed as a standalone mode. Ranked Practice will now feature the same role deck voting system as casuals to test different lists. Smart. Every 2 weeks, All Any will be replaced for the weekend with an alternative All Any mode. Stay tuned to see what those are. Smart. New role deck mechanic, dual buckets. You can now add 2 roll/2 buckets in the same slot in a role deck, creating a dual bucket. An example of this would be Neutral Pox, Neutral Killing dual bucket, allowing for any roll from either to spawn in the same slot. New modifier, election. Before trial begins a day, the town will be able to select a player as the sovereign. The result of the election is based on plurality instead of majority, meaning the player with the most votes by the end of the election will win even if they don't have majority. The election will only occur if there's not a current sovereign player alive. The sovereign will gain 2+ votes. If they are a member of the town faction, they will no longer be able to use their abilities. If they are not, their abilities will now be astral. So if you sovereign evil, bad. New modifier, Grace Period. All abilities that kill are disabled during the first night. The Necronomicon will not appear until the start of the second day. New modifier, All Outliers. Outlier rolls can now spawn in all random buckets. Cosmetics. And normally we would look over these cosmetics, but we're not on a normal setup, so we'll have to do that when we get back. There's Mafia Pack. That's the theme for Season 5. Mafia Map, Consig Skin, Godfather Skin, Mafioso Skin, Isabella Skin, Lion Cub, Doberman, bunch of pets, Marble Road Pathway, probably we're going to get Street Lamp, Horse Fountain, Godfather Mansion, Old Money Aura, Card Spread Aura, Bang Bang Death Animation, Dead Emoji, Gangster Emoji, Investigate Emoji, Cash Emoji, New Bundle, Mafia Interior, a whole bunch of stuff. New skins, card dealer and janitor, new scrolls, all the new roles. And you notice Cursed Soul and Vampire are there. Thank you for the boo-ba-ba-da-ba. It's probably Discord. All right. Role updates. Don't mind the doorway sensor going off. As I said, I'm on the go. Role updates. Admire has been overhauled. At the start of the game, a random townie will be marked as your obsession. You will learn their sub-alignment, but not their identity. You may admire another player at night, see if they are your obsession. If they are, your admire ability will be replaced with a care ability. When caring for your obsession at night, a barrier will be placed on both of you. This ability has 2 charges. If your obsession dies before you find them, they will be re-rolled. If they die after you find them, you will be left without an obsession. During the day, you may bestow another player. This will permanently grant them astral visits, role block immunity, and control immunity. This ability has 2 charges. Very interesting to see how this plays out. This definitely makes Admirer better, which is good. Vampire has been overhauled. Vampire is now a neutral outlier. It is also unique. During the night, you may choose to drain another player, dealing a basic attack to them. During the night, you may choose to convert another player. If they are a member of the town faction, they will be converted to vampire, keeping their original role. If they are not, you will drain them instead. And that ability is 3 charges. This is basically better 2s2 vampire. If you die, another member of the vampire faction becomes the new vampire. While solo, you have basic defense and detection immunity. You will lose these if you have at least 1 teammate. Cursed Soul has been overhauled. It's going to be probably the same as Bitter TS2. Cursed Soul will now only swap roles with their target, not factions. Cursed Soul's win condition is now to kill all players with the Cursed Soul role. Cursed Soul now shares a night chat with other members of the Wandering Soul faction. Yay for... what's the word? Yay for Better 2S2 Cursed Soul. That's good. I'm shocked. Cursed Soul is not a neutral outlier. That's surprising to me. Here's some things. Astral visits now bypass jail. Hexmaster's going ham now. Cursed Soul will now only... further down. Death Notes are now exclusive neutral killing rules. Smart, because Coven was just outing people with defense. Coven killing roles are now mutually exclusive. Coven leader will only be able to retrain a Coven power into a Coven killing if there already isn't one in the game. That's probably to keep a switch from Conjurer to Ritualist sort of deal. Ritualist Blood Ritual ability has been reduced to 2 charges. Interesting. Camouflage has been removed. That is really interesting. Mayor will no longer gain votes during the TT hunt. Monarch will no longer grant vote immunity. There's been some issues with knighting people as they transform and whatnot. I can see that being a problem. Potion Master can now target all living players. Hold on. Potion Master can now target all living players with their heal potion. Smart, like that. Buff to Potion Master. War now bypasses jail. War's astral? Question mark? Not. Poisoner can now smog other Coven members and will know if they have blocked at least 1 player. Socialite has been reworked. Has been nerfed. Players who are blocked by Socialite's party will no longer be added to the guest list. Smart, because the guest list was dumb. Socialite can no longer party on the same player 2 nights in a row. Socialite can now only learn if they've rejected at least 1 person, rather than learning who they are. Smart. Added factional defense. A player's natural defense is now derived from the faction they are, rather on their base roll. Town and Coven factions have no defense. Arsonist, Serial Killer, Shroud, and Werewolf factions have basic defense. Doomsayer, Executioner, Jester, Pirate, Wandering Soul factions, so that's in the neutral evil bucket, have basic defense until day 3. The Apocalypse and Vampire factions have basic defense if there is only 1 member living. That's a buff to Apocalypse. I think that fixes a lot of problems. General changes. Fully overhauled the game guide. We'll have to do a video on that. 6th lesson visual tutorial has been added. The info guide has been heavily expanded and updated. Role guides have received visual upgrades. Keywords guide now lets you filter by keyword type. Cursed Soul has a silhouette. We'll have to do that. Cursed Soul and Vampire have nice colors. Poison or Smog UI has been updated to make it more clear that you cannot attack with the Necronomicon. Role icons have been added for various interfaces such as the in-game roll list and bucket display lists. Roll deck build UI now shows the total modifiers in the list. Altered vote ways now show as a plus Y and a minus Y rather than a XY and an X minus Y. That makes sense. All feedback messages specify your target will now directly reference your target by name. Smart. That is a nerf to Witch. No, it's not a nerf to Witch. Sydney seems suspicious. You sense that Curtis and Tuba seem to be enemies, but that's a true statement, Curtis. There's no enchanter with that. Added more abbreviations for quicker mentioning of rolls and buckets. Updated Witches you cannot control someone 2 nights in a row message to accommodate control immune rolls. Cinematics can now have special variations depending on the player's map. Cool. Check out the new Mafia map to see this in action. Yeah, they were showing that as a video, like the meteor goes through and destroys a building in the process. Cool. Added around 200 new lobby icons to custom. Added special voting music that plays during casual voting election tribunal. Updated various messages to make it clearer that you are in a tribunal instead of regular voting. That's useful. The selection music soundtrack is no longer cut off early. Roll blurbs have been added to the roll reveal cinematic. We saw some of that in action too. Those will be really cool. Dead players are no longer announced as disconnected. Are no longer announced if they disconnected, I think. That's big. The roll deck ban and modifier limits have been increased 3 to 10 and renamed floor decorations to center decorations. Bug fixes. Silhouettes in the roll card will no longer reset their animation when the roll card data is updated. Fixed various grammatical errors. Fixed deputy not getting the whoops achievement when missing their shot on an evil roll of defense. Interesting. Never knew that was a problem. Fixed illusionist with the Necronomicon ignoring socialite party. Nerf to illusionist. Fixed illusionist not getting the message saying their target has defense when using the Necronomicon. That was a bug. Okay. Fixed necromancer reanimating jinx not working properly. Fixed attackers not receiving your target has defense message from a potion master heal potion. We ran into that. Fix the foam trim and floor texture being pure white. Oh no. I think that's the one I use. Fix various rolls, occasionally bypassing unknown obstacle. Fix trickster not showing murder when unleashing. That was a bug. That's going to be interesting to deal with now. Fixed bugs relating to the friends menu. And fixed shroud inconsistency priority when attacking directly after failing to shroud someone. There's a lot here. I wish I could go through and do everything individually, but we're going to have to do that when we get back, and I'm sure that there's going to be a version 1.5.01 or something. But there's so much things to go over. Can't wait to get over it all, but that is your update for Town of Salem 2, version 1.5.0. We'll catch you again, either for another quick update, if it's big. More than likely, we will cover it all here in 2 weeks. We'll see you then.